My name is Ray Theron. I'm one of the owners of the School of Rock in Easton. Our son was actually a School of Rock student in a location in Chatham, New Jersey, which is about an hour from here. So we saw what positive changes made in his life, so we decided to open up one in the Lehigh Valley. And when we first opened, our first school was in Easton, and we actually were pretty warmly received by the city as well as the community. And we had an interesting process in that we had opened in 2009, which was right after the stock market took a dive. So it was an interesting time economically. Right now we're about 18 instructors, and between the two schools we deliver about 200 lessons a week. Our instructors are local area musicians, which is really what we like about it. Most of our instructors are working musicians. They're out playing gigs every weekend, and some occasionally do tour. So it's a great opportunity for the kids to see what that life is all about. School of Rock right now is an international franchise. I think there's about 30,000 students worldwide. So I think the growth possibilities for individual owners as well as the whole organization is pretty huge. This was nothing like we expected when we first opened. You think you're going to become a music school, and it actually is a way for kids who are not necessarily great musicians, but have an affinity for music, but like being part of a community where they're not judged on individual strengths or weaknesses. They're actually accepted because they're working, they're musicians that are trying to learn their craft. What really gets us most is when a parent comes up to us when a kid is graduating and they say, "We never thought our kid would attend college," because they didn't have that inclination while they were in high school. So I think we gave them a little bit of focus and a little bit of sense of responsibility so they're able to achieve those bigger goals in life. School of Rock is a super rewarding business. You positively impact a wide variety of students, not only musically but socially, and they're able to come here and be in a safe environment and learn music and develop a lot of friendships. And that's really the rewarding part of what we do. When we first opened the Easton location, we were at a different location on Bank Street in downtown Easton. And we had signed an agreement for 3 locations. And around that time, like I said, the stock market took a dive. So when we opened up Easton, we wound up taking up a line of credit on our house, as well as taking some money out of retirement funds to pay for our Easton location. And then we figured out, oh no, we got to open another location. And we went up doing that in Allentown, and that's when we first ran into Jeff. He got us our SBA funding for the Allentown location back in 2012. So without that funding, we probably not been able to get partial agreement on our development plans. So Jeff was instrumental in us getting the first location set in Allentown. Jeff and his team are great to work with. We really didn't know much about the financing side of what the business is about. When we first got into the SBA funding, which is anybody who's gone through that process, it's pretty laborious, but he kind of walked us through it and it went fairly smoothly. And then when we were looking to stay in Easton, when we had to renew our franchise agreement after 10 years, we had a choice of either trying to continue the lease in our existing space on Bank Street. We actually were asked by them if we wanted to buy the building, but we weren't sure if, given our financial situation, if there's something we could do. So first person we thought about reaching out to was Jeff.
Hi, I'm Jeff Barber. I'm the president and owner of Lehigh Financial Group in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I've known Ray and Susan for a long time. They actually originally came to us for financing to help open up their Allentown location many, many years ago. Fast forward now, they were looking to possibly buy a building for their Easton location. And we had actually teamed up with Casey Foreman of Century 21, who I know very well and we've done a lot of business with. And we were able to help put together the purchase and acquisition of that new location they're in today. They run an incredible business with students. To watch them just grow from knowing no music to being incredible musicians is really cool to see. And working with Ray and Susan is always a pleasure. It's fun to watch what they do and to help them grow their business. And we were grateful that they contacted us when they were looking to expand and buy their location. We were happy they chose us. And it was a real pleasure working with both of them again.
What stood out the most, he was actually able to get us financing in a pretty short amount of time. We really weren't too sure if we were able to get something in line in the time frame that we needed. We had a really short fuse in this whole process. So he was able to find us a lender that was willing to work with small businesses. And fortunately, we had a building that we were really in love with right 2 blocks away from our existing location. So the speed at which this move is surprising. I would absolutely recommend the Lehigh Financial Group to other small business owners. Jeff has not only stayed in touch with us during the process, he reaches out to us periodically and see how we're doing. So it's not just a transaction and done with. So it's something that, and if we ever decide to do something else in the business realm, we're definitely going to go to Jeff first.